The Equitable Life Assurance Society presents This is Your F.B.I. This is Your F.B.I., the official broadcast from the files of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Presented as a public service by the Equitable Life Assurance Society of the United States and the Equitable Society's representative in your community. If you're a regular listener to this Equitable Society program, you've probably noticed this about the commercial messages. There's no high-pressure selling. Each Equitable Society message is designed to help you, to give you expert advice on home and family security, to keep you abreast of the latest development in life insurance. For instance, tonight our Equitable Society message deals with a type of insurance most people know little about. Yet it's important in the lives of 1 out of 3 Americans. So, in 14 minutes, listen carefully for interesting information on group insurance from the Equitable Life Assurance Society. Tonight's FBI file, The Gullible Groom.
There's never been a time in the long history of the nation when there was so much money in circulation as there is at the present time. And when you have that situation, it is axiomatic that you will also have a certain proportion of the population trying to get their hands on some of that money illegally. Some criminals will take a gun and stalk the highways, robbing stores or gas stations or people in parked automobiles. Others will break into homes, steal whatever is available, and convert the loot into money through the use of a fence. But there is one special brand of criminal to whom these days are the days of milk and honey, to whom prosperity presents a personal challenge. He stalks his prey carefully and makes elaborate plans to separate the victim from his wealth. But this criminal does not use force. He uses cunning. He is the confidence man. The night file opens in a football stadium in a small college town. The game is in progress. It is midway in the second quarter. The two teams are lined up on the midfield stripe. The ball is snapped. Both lines lunge, pile up. Suddenly, out of the pack, a player carrying the ball sees streaking down the sideline. The 35, the 30, the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. He's over for a touchdown.
What was that? That was a touchdown. Is that good? Oh, honey, how can you be so stupid? It's terrific. Well, Grace, I've never seen a game before. I thought you told me you used to go to games every week back home. Well, I always went with fellas, so I never looked. Not with either head. Huh? Oh, nothing, honey. Just be quiet for a minute. I want to watch this conversion. What's that? They kick for the extra point after touchdown. Oh. There it goes. Did he convert? Yes, sir. Well, what happens now? State College kicks off. And they start all over again? That's right. That's silly. Hey, here comes Walter. Where? Coming down the aisle. To see us? I guess so. Walter, over here.
I'm sorry, please. Excuse me. Well, hiya, girl.
Hello, Walter.
Hi. How are you enjoying the game?
Never mind that. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine.
Who's the man you're with?
He's the sucker I'm building up. His name is Herbert Franklin.
Has he got money?
Oh, loaded with it.
Where'd you meet him?
Hey, I told you this morning I met him last night at a bar. He thinks I'm an old grad, too.
Is that why you're carrying that pennant?
Yes, Faye, yes. It's also the reason why I'm wearing this feather, this badge, this school tie, and this horse throat.
They're lining up for the kickoff. You'd better go back.
Yeah, okay.
When do we go to work?
I'll be with Franklin in the cocktail lounge at the hotel at 8 o'clock tonight.
We'll be there.
Loyal sons of old, say you are always right. Ho! On you go, on down the field, fight. Oh, Herbert, you've got a magnificent voice. The best voice in this whole saloon.
Well, Walter, I love to sing, but I don't get much chance.
Oh, now, wait a minute. Don't tell me that. To sing as gloriously as you do, a man has to get plenty of practice.
No, really, Walter. I never get a chance to sing when I'm home. Emma doesn't like noise.
Emma?
Didn't I show you her picture?
No.
Well, wait. Here it is. Here, that's Emma and the kids.
Oh, hey, fine-looking woman.
Yeah, she is.
And those husky youngsters, why, they're going to be football players.
I certainly hope so.
Oh, pardon me.
Yes?
Aren't you Herbert Franklin?
Why, yes.
Don't you remember me?
Well, I remember your face, but
Oh, we met in New York when you were there last April. My name is Grace Carter.
I was in New York last April, but
Herbert, what's wrong with you, man? Where's your old state spirit? Invite the ladies to sit down.
Oh, yes. Please, pardon me. Will you join us?
Oh, surely. Mr. Franklin, this is my friend, Fay Madison.
Pleased to meet you, Miss Madison.
How do you do?
Miss Carter, Miss Madison, my old chum and classmate, Mr. Roberts.
Well, how do you do? It's always nice to meet any of Herbert's friends. Sit down, won't you?
Oh, thank you.
Hey, waiter, bottle of wine, please.
Oh, well, I just love wine. Do you, Mr. Franklin?
Well, yes.
Bubbly wine?
Yes.
In big bottles?
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Franklin, we have so much in common.
Say, Herbert, let's sing the girls our old school song.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Come on, everybody sing.
Well, you start. Go ahead.
All right. Royal sons of old, say you are always right. So, on you go, on down that field. Fight.
Who's there?
It's me, Walter.
Oh, Walter. Wait a minute, Walter. Good morning, Walter.
Good morning.
Come on in.
Well, how do you feel, Herbert?
Awful. Just awful.
Well, then you better sit down, Herbert. I have some upsetting news for you.
What is it?
How much do you remember about last night?
Not too much.
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
What do you mean?
Herbert, you're in trouble.
What kind of trouble?
Well, last night, when we were celebrating our victory, we met two young ladies.
I remember that.
And you remember that we bought them a couple of bottles of wine downstairs in the lounge.
I remember that perfectly. We sang some songs.
That's right. Then you insisted on leaving here and going over to Pete's Tavern.
I used to go there when I was a student.
Yeah, I know. So we went there and we had some more wine. Then about 10:30, you and the girl called Fay got up and said you were going someplace with her and that you'd meet us later.
Did you let me go?
Oh, sure. You look sober to me. Well, in a couple of hours, Herb, you came back. The two of you were giggling like school kids, and you told Grace and me you had gotten married.
What?
Well, that's what you said. Oh, at the time, I just laughed it off.
Well, it was a joke.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But this morning I got to worrying about it, and I checked with the justice of the peace you mentioned and the town hall.
Well?
I'm sorry to tell you this, Herbert, but you really did get married last night.
I couldn't have.
Oh, believe me, you did.
Oh, heavens, Walter. What am I going to do?
Well, I've been thinking about that, Herbert. Maybe there's some way of buying people off. Let me investigate, and you wait right here until you hear from me.
Meanwhile, in a nearby city in the FBI field office, Special Agent Jim Taylor is seated with his fellow agent Carl Putnam discussing a new case to which they have both been assigned.
I'm sorry I had to call you away from the family on a Sunday, Carl, but the boss wanted you to work with me on this.
That's all right, Jim. What's it about?
Well, I don't know whether you remember a circular some time ago about a trio of swindlers, 2 women and a man.
No, I don't. Who are they?
Well, the names are Grace Carter, Fay Madison, and Walter Robertson.
I see. What's the swindle?
Well, in the past, we've wanted them because Robertson was marrying these girls off to servicemen and then taking their allotment checks.
Well, that must have been some time ago, Jim.
Yes, it was. That racket stopped with VJ Day. But then, 2 months ago, the same trio changed their pattern.
Oh? What did they switch to?
An old racket. They found the wealthy married man, took him out, got him drunk, and then in the morning they told him that he had married one of the girls.
What's their angle?
Well, the married man naturally can't afford to have that become known, so Robertson acts as a go-between and buys off the girl. Robertson also acts as if he doesn't know the girl.
And somebody actually fell for that swindle?
A man named Stewart in New Orleans just 2 months ago.
Well, if it worked, how did we find out about it?
Well, after thinking it over, Stewart decided that he'd been clipped, so he came into the New Orleans office. They sent out the circular on it.
But you said all this happened 2 months ago. What's the rush now?
Well, New Orleans got a tip that they hid out down there and just headed up this way last week.
Oh, I see. Well, what's the first step, Jim?
I've already taken care of it, Carl. The police have been alerted, and they're checking all hotels and rooming houses in the city. Look, while we're waiting for them to call back, why don't you take the records on this trio and study them, huh?
Okay.
I'll check with you as soon as I hear from the police.
Grace?
I'm in here.
Oh. Where's Faye?
Down having breakfast?
Well, how do you feel?
Awful. Have you seen Franklin?
Yeah, I just came from their dreamboat, and there's good news tonight.
He paid off?
Please, tempo. I haven't asked him for any money yet.
Why not?
I told him I was coming over to see Faye to find out whether I could make a deal for him.
Did he remember anything about last night?
Remember anything? From the amount of stuff you put in his last drink, it's a wonder he even woke up.
I had to do something the way you were going.
What do you mean?
You got that wine in you and almost killed the whole deal.
How?
You told Franklin that he shouldn't marry Faye, that he was too good for her.
I don't believe you.
Look, you got plastered and you pulled the same thing in Pittsburgh, remember?
In
Shut
Pittsburgh.
up! When are you going back to see that guy?
I told him I'd return in a half an hour.
How much are you asking him for?
10,000.
That's too much.
But he's loaded with dough.
That means nothing. I cased the guy last night. For 10 G's, he'd rather be a bigamist.
But Grace,
Ask him for 5. He'll go for that much. And when you collect, bring the dough right back here to Mama.
Carl, I located Robertson and his female accomplices.
Good work, Jim.
No, not too good. They were at the Central Hotel, but they've checked out.
I see. I don't suppose they left any forwarding address.
No, none at all.
Did you check with the local hotel accounting department?
Yes, most of the charges on their bill were from the cocktail lounge.
I'm looking for a sucker, I suppose.
I don't think so, Carl. I learned that he spent most of his time there with the piano player.
An entertainer?
Yes, I spoke to him. He told me that Robertson had staked him pretty well to teach him the State University songs.
What would he want to know those for?
I think I found the answer in this morning's paper.
Oh, what is it?